Nemo Sonic 0 degree sleeping bag. How well to do at 8 degrees? Let's whip it out. So right off the bat, the Nemo Sonic 0 degree sleeping bag has some really cool features. It didn't exactly live up, in my opinion, to where it should have in this testing. But let's start out with, I'm going to talk about the features a little bit. The best feature that I think this sleeping bag has, and that is its design for this baffle system, this draft tube. The draft tube is set up so well that I couldn't feel any cold air coming in this bag whatsoever. It's kind of like a 3D design here where it comes over, down, and then back over. It's not just a round kind of situation. It kind of comes over and down, which really locks that zipper in. And this was probably the best draft tube I've ever seen design I've ever seen on a sleeping bag, as far as like not feeling any coldness. It felt exactly like it did on this side of the sleeping bag that has no seam whatsoever. So that was really cool, and I really give them kudos for that. Now granted, I have a hat on, but I did notice that the hood design, when you cinch down on the hood, does not get in your eyes or your brow very much. So that was awesome. With that being said, this is kind of just like a simple Velcro setup. Really basic, nothing, as far as the draft collar goes. It's really basic. You just have Velcro here, you have Velcro here. You go ahead and put it together, and that's how you connect your draft collar. Velcro, in my opinion, is kind of, it's not going to last the longest. It's not the best design, in my opinion. I think there's better options out there. Some companies use magnets, some companies use snaps, and some don't honestly use any of that. It just kind of falls together. But that was the one thing I noticed, that not a big fan of Velcro. Now with that being said, on the front here, if you want to vent this out, you can open up these vents right here and allow the sleeping bag to breathe, which I thought was really cool. That is a really interesting option. I don't know if that added to or degraded the performance of this bag, given the price that it is and how it should perform, in my opinion. But that definitely is a really cool option, especially if you're going to different elevations, or if you're going to, you're having different weather the week that you're going to be going on your trip, etc. It's an interesting option. I'm curious to see how it works in the future as I use it more and more. Finally, the last feature is the bottom part here where your feet are is waterproof, which is pretty freaking amazing. I guess they might call it water resistant, but there's a waterproof footbed here, so that if your feet touch the, your tent inadvertently throughout the night or whatever, you get some condensation on here, it's not going to seep through into your feet. But with that being said, my feet were actually slightly chilly, so there's that. Now I'm 6 foot, 215 pounds on a bad day, 205 pounds on a good day. So I have broader shoulders, athletic build. I did find this bag to be short. It does say it goes up to 6 foot. I do not think that's right. I think if you're 5'10 and below, you'd want to use this bag. If you're 5'10, 5'11, and above, 5'11 and above, I'd say don't get this bag in this regular size, because it's just not going to be comfortable. I did have my feet touching, the bottom of the bag, which probably caused my feet to be a little bit chilly because they were, kind of pushing on the bag a little bit on the bottom. So that's probably what led to that. So I'd say go up one size if you're 5'10 or above with this Sonic Nemo 0. Now, let's talk about the numbers. The Nemo Sonic at 8 degrees, the same night I tested the Feathered Friends Ibis ES 0 degree bag. This one warmed up really fast. It actually beat the Feathered Friends 0 degree Ibis bag off the jump. It warmed up really quick. It started warming up really quick. But then it just kind of like teetered off and didn't really perform that well. 79 degrees, 79.1 after 45 minutes being in the bag. Middle of the road, not horrible, not awesome, just kind of middle of the road. Going into it, we hit 66 degrees at 5 minutes, 73 at 10, 76 at 15, 77. This is where it really just starts to like, you get to 15 minutes, you're at 76, you only end up at 75 or 79 after 45. So there's 30 minutes of just 3 degrees of change with the bag. So it doesn't really warm up on the inside. I'm not sure exactly why. It didn't seem like it was super small, the bag. Last year I had the Mountain Hardwear Phantom, and I came to the conclusion that the reason that bag performed really bad, even though it's a $700 bag, was because of my broader shoulders, that when I was in it and I had my shoulders, that had my hands down here like this, it was actually bringing the bag tight to my body, which was causing the insulation to kind of get squished. Didn't notice that with this bag at all. I didn't notice anything like that. It had a pretty good cut to it as far as, you know, where your shoulders go. I didn't notice anything in relation to that, so I can't really explain why it didn't perform better than the Thermarest Parsec, the Mountain Hardwear Bishop Pass, which actually I would say this had a little bit more room than the Bishop Pass in the shoulder area, and also the Feather Friends Ibis ES 0 degree bag. So there's that. 79 degrees after 45 minutes. Again, I didn't feel any cold whatsoever on both sides of this bag, which was amazing. I had lots of high hopes. You know, you get into 7-8 degree weather with a sleeping bag, you're gonna notice right off the bat, how's that draft tube gonna work for you? You know, all the little areas where air can get in, you're gonna notice if those are gonna be a problem. They weren't with this, so I was really surprised that I got, you know, 79 degrees after 45 minutes compared to some of the other bags in the past I've tested. So I can't say it's amazing. I can't say that it's not really that good at all. It falls probably in line with the Mountain Hardwear Bishop Pass, but that bag is $200 more, less than what this bag is. In and around, depending on sales, whatever. $150, $200 less. And it has a Gore-Tex windproof fabric on the outside also. So all in all, you have some bags that really work well down to their rating. The Feathered Friends, for instance, was up to 84 degrees. Same 0 degree rating, but it was at 84 degrees in the same exact night this was. So that one's going to perform pretty well down to its limit. This one, on the other hand, is probably going to perform at 10. I'd say 10 degrees, you're going to be probably in and around 80 degrees in the inside of the bag, 81 degrees at 10 degrees. So the thing I say all the time is, if you have a sleeping bag, it's going to perform well 10 degrees above what the bag is rated for. So this is a 0 degree bag. I think at 10 this would be great, and I think you could extend it pretty well with these zippers on the front, causing you to be able to vent the bag like that on either side. So I think if you're looking for a 10 degree comfortable bag to 40 degrees, I think this would be an awesome bag for that entire range, just given the fact that you can vent it so well. So that's a look at the Nemo Sonic Zero. If you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. If you have used this Sonic bag in the past, or Nemo bags in the past, go ahead and put in the comments what you think about them, how they work for you. And until next time, later.